Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Strangers on a Train, 1951, the second film in our miniseries Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a psychological thriller in the film noir style directed by Alfred Hitchcock, with Farley Granger, Ruth Roman, and Robert Walker. Hitchcock based the film on Patricia Highsmith's 1950 novel of the same name. The screenplay is credited to Raymond Chandler, who had just received an Oscar nomination for the screenplay for Double Indemnity, making him a hot commodity. Chandler left the project before completion because he hated Hitchcock. Hitch hired Whitfield Cook to improve the script, softening Bruno's character to a dapper, charming mama's boy. The cinematographer was a staff cameraman for Warner Brothers, Robert Burks, whose style was perfect for the film noir aesthetic desired. Dense compositions, surreal lighting, and demanding optical effects. His shot of Miriam's murder reflected in her smashed glasses is so unusual that it is studied in film schools today. Burks was awarded the only Oscar nomination Strangers on a Train received, for Best Black and White Photography. Several interesting locations were used for the film. Penn Station in New York stood in for Union Station in Washington, D.C., and the old Danbury, Connecticut railway station was used as the Metcalf Station. Extensive footage for the tennis match was shot at the Forest Hills Tennis Club Stadium during the Davis Cup Finals in August 1950. Hitchcock had the amusement park built to his own specifications on a ranch in Chatsworth, California. The Tunnel of Love scene was actually filmed at a fairground in Canoga Park, California. Many seemingly exterior shots were really filmed in front of rear projection screens on the studio's back lot. The fight on the carousel required photographing a mini toy carousel as it was blown up with a small explosive charge. This film clip was then enlarged and projected on a rear screen with actors posed in front and around it, giving the effect of horses and people wildly tossed around. Strangers is the first movie in our festival to be made in the film noir style. A few things to know about the film noir genre. It emerged from the Expressionist film movement, which appeared in Germany between the world wars, expressing the angst and frustration in German society in the aftermath of World War I. Predominantly Jewish filmmakers brought it to Hollywood as they fled the emerging Nazi movement in the late 30s to find work in LA's growing film industry, introducing it to the elements of German Expressionist style and film technology. Strangers on a Train was released in 1951 during film noir's peak years, 1940 to 55. It exhibits many of the genre's traits: black and white photography, cluttered, dark interiors, rainy streets at night, interiors with low-key lighting and prominent shadows cast by Venetian blinds, figures on staircases throwing shadows of banisters and themselves on nearby walls, known as chiaroscuro. Fairgrounds and carnivals with carousels and Ferris wheels, associated with madness in German Expressionism. Use of extremely low or high angle and wide angle shots. Central figures, often law-abiding but lured into crime. Distinctive men's wardrobe, including trench coats, business suits, wide ties, and fedora hats. Clothing for women includes floppy hats, red dresses, elbow-length gloves, low necklines, very high heels, lots of makeup, excessive smoking and drinking, shabby hotels with blinking neon signs, shots through distorting materials, Miriam's strangling scene seen through her broken glasses, and mirror shots. Strangers on a Train was a commercial success when it came out, earning a hefty $7 million on a budget of only $1.6 million. But it got mixed reviews. Variety loved it. Bosley Crowther, the chief drama critic of the New York Times at the time, hated it. Roger Ebert thought this was one of Hitchcock's 5 best films and was a first-rate thriller. Ruth Roman was given the part of Anne Morton, Guy's fiancée, over Hitchcock's objections. Poor Ruth became the target of Hitchcock's scorn. Warner Brothers also chose Dmitri Tiomkin, a prominent Hollywood film composer, despite Hitchcock's wishes. But Tiomkin did provide a memorable score, which advanced Hitchcock's plot development with contrasting paired themes and distinctive music for the Calliope scenes, which was later reprised in Bruno's scene with the two society ladies at Senator Morton's party. Plot summary. Two strangers meet on a train, a tennis player, Guy Haines, and a psychopath, Bruno Antony. Bruno knows everything about Guy, suggesting that because they each want to get rid of someone, they should exchange murders. Thus, neither one will be caught. Guy is in the midst of divorcing his wife, Miriam, and already has a new fiancée, Anne Morton. He's ambivalent about participating in the plot, but Bruno jumps the gun, commits his murder without Guy's knowledge, and tries to force Guy to murder Bruno's own father. Fun facts about the film. Hitchcock has a brief cameo early in the film, climbing aboard a train with a double bass. The amusement park with a Ferris wheel and the little boy with a balloon and gun refer to scenes in the great film noir movie The Third Man, 1949. Hitchcock himself designed Bruno's lobster tie. He also personally selected the mixed debris which surrounds Guy's cigarette lighter in the sewer. Hitch had a large telephone built for the scene where Anne and Barbara are waiting for Guy's call from the Antony mansion. Otherwise, the limited depth lenses available would have shown them out of focus. Tiomkin used period songs like "And the Band Played On" for the Calliope music, reprising it several times. Guy and Bruno are doppelgangers, biologically unrelated lookalikes or doubles, consistent with the many other doubles in the film. There are numerous examples of cross-cutting between light and dark imagery, from Senator Morton's beautiful home to Bruno's gothic, murky mansion, from Guy's white tennis clothes to Bruno's dark, somber suits, from Bruno's flamboyant two-tone shoes to Guy's plain walking shoes, and the shot of Bruno's shown silhouetted against the backdrop of the Jefferson Memorial. Bruno's character was named after Bruno Richard Hauptmann, who kidnapped Charles Lindbergh's infant son. There is a quote from Rudyard Kipling printed over the player's entrance to the Forest Hills Tennis Club. It reads, "If you can meet with triumph and disaster, and tread those two impostors just the same." In the Tunnel of Love scene, Bruno's boat is named Pluto, after the Roman god of the underworld. Bruno's flamboyant dressing gown was worn by Monty Woolley in The Man Who Came to Dinner, earlier in 1942. Things to look for: black and white photography, Hitchcock's cameo, pairs of things, dark light contrast between Guy's and Bruno's costumes, Pluto, Bruno's boat, the contrast between Bruno's and Senator Morton's homes, Miriam's killing seen in her broken glasses, Bruno's lobster tie, tie clasp, and dressing gown, the sewer scene with Bruno retrieving Guy's lighter, film noir trademarks, mirror shots, the little boy with toy gun and balloon, fairgrounds with Ferris wheel and neon lights, the carousel scene, the use of recurring musical themes, the poem printed over the Forest Hills Stadium player's entrance. Now it's time for Strangers on a Train. Settle in, grab some refreshments, and wait a few minutes for the film to roll. Enjoy.